Vic, set it up for us a little bit. So, talk about the digital foundation. What is it, and what are you seeing out there?
Yeah, sure. Thanks for taking the time again today, guys. Digital Foundation, like, so before we start and go into the what, like, let's talk a little bit about the why and why is it so relevant right now. So if you actually look at a lot of the leading healthcare organizations, and Scripps is one of them too, you're starting to see a shift at the top. And the top is basically starting to say, just as Clark mentioned, we're in the position of learning from other industries now. We're starting to embrace a lot of learnings from B2C, a lot of the retail businesses. What can they teach us? And the fundamental thing that they teach us is like, look, we need to focus our attentions on the consumer. And in healthcare, we really haven't previously done a very good job at defining. We say patient, right? So the patient is somebody that comes in and gets treated, and then we get money for that, and then off they go. Changing that into sort of the consumer and starting to treat the patient and their family and all of the rest of our IT team and the rest of the providers in the organization as constituents and consumers of things that are needed to run their daily lives. I think that's the big thrust that we're seeing here. So what that's doing is that's reframing what CIOs are really looking at, right? So they now have the classic Gartner bimodal challenge. One is like, I got to keep my lights on. I got to keep things running the way that they are without compromise, high level of availability, high level of performance. And then the second is I've got these folks coming in as chief digital officers, as chief experience officers that have come from retail and are saying, hey, we need new ways to engage our constituents, and we need new ways to keep them engaged, and we need good ways to keep them coming back for services to our organization. So that's the whole consumerization. Those require a net new type of applications, a net new type of sort of way of actually displaying your information and soliciting feedback and bringing them into the fold. So how does the CIO straddle both the providing of the frameworks for keeping the lights on, as well as this net new way of consumerizing healthcare? And so that's our premise of saying, you need a strong, solid digital clinical or digital foundation that allows you to do all of those things and keep moving forward.
Yeah, it's also the clinician and the CISO as well, isn't it, Vic?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So the clinician is also, if you look at the new generation clinicians coming in, they're very used to having things sort of their way, right? And they're very used to having access to information when they need it, how they need it, where they need it. They're also very finely attuned to the fact that the wealth of data and information that's out there, and the wealth and the rate that data and information is growing at, they don't have a capacity to be able to get their arms around it, similar to reading a few journals in the past and being able to make decent decisions. They want to make the best decisions with all of the data that they have available. So that's one. And then the security piece is like, that's just table stakes now. That's Maslow, right? It's got to be intrinsic to everything that you do. You can't have it as a bolt-on. It's no longer about, oh my God, look, we got to go secure the perimeter over here and then we'll be fine. That's not happening anymore.